Just getting started in Black Desert, and you're curious on some of the top life skills to get started with as a new player? Well, look no further. Welcome back to the channel all about life skilling. My name is Teddy, and I'll be showing you some of the best life skills to start out with as a new player in 2024 and beyond. I will be going down the easiest life skills all the way down to the most difficult. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Before you even get started, there are a couple things to keep in mind. As a newer player, you're probably not going to have any of the latest and greatest gear like Tri-Manos or even Locky in some exceptions. Life skills can be either done on the season channels or can be done over there on the main general populated servers. So if you guys are scared about being PvP'd, head over there on the season channel and continue life skilling. With all of the shared family life skilling updates that have come out, gathering tools are now shared with the family, making it a lot easier to get started with your gathering. As for the tools, they do give out magic tools. Demi-hard tools can be bought from the loyalty shop, making it a lot more convenient to buy better tools, or can be bought off the central market if you guys are not really wanting to make anything, or you guys just don't know how to do any of that. This also applies to the fishing poles, lures, and harpoons if you guys are enjoying fishing. Now, if you're usual here on the channel, you'll know how much I enjoy my gathering. So the first life skill on the list is going to be gathering, with just it being the backbone of mainly almost all of the life skills. Getting started with gathering is as easy as opening up your quest log, hitting the suggested tab, and scrolling down to the life gathering, the basics of life. This quest line will show you the basics of gathering and lead you in the right direction to get you started with a lot of the life skills around Black Desert. Dailies can be found over there in Olivia, which is close by Velia, making this another easy to get started with life skill for new players or for those just jumping back in and not knowing where to really start out from. Next on the list is going to be fishing. I know, it's a little stereotypical with all of the AFK fishing, but let's be real. A lot of the events and just being able to do this AFK while you're sleeping or working or just being away from the computer is a helpful life skill to have if you're just trying to make passive money. As an added bonus, if you're fishing over there in Velia or any of the event areas like Altanova, for example, you do have the chance of getting any of the plump coelacanth, which can be exchanged for more enhancing items or other items that will help you complete your guaranteed Jetina. Following up with fishing and gathering is going to be processing. Processing is an extremely easy life skill to get started with and will be used for a lot of the other life skills, with being able to process any of the materials that you gather, any of the ingredients needed for cooking, and lastly, just getting all of the materials ready for those trade crates if that's something that you're into. It's extremely easy to level up processing with being able to just chop down logs or just heating up any of the ore, making this a perfect AFK or semi-AFK life skill to start out with. Processing can also make money too by listing up any of the resources on the central market. Now we have one of the easiest life skills to get started with, farming. With farming just requires you to go place down a fence. Seeds can be found, bought from an NPC, or can be bought off the central market, making it a little bit easier, and all you have to do is place down your fence in a place that your seeds will like, preferably over here in Velia where everyone places down their fences over here in the cliff, and simply water, fertilize, maintain your plants, and once they're fully grown, either breed them, pick them, and plant down more. Coming over here to Gemkus Wormsbane, outside of Heidel in the Northern Guard Camp, as the farming quest Because I Like You. This quest here will give you your first 1-slot fence. Other fences can be obtained by opening up your quest log, going down to the suggested, scrolling down to the Finto family's fence support questline. Doing this questline will give you 2 10-slot fences, which can be upgraded into more compact 10-slot fences here. These will require you to have master, but are worth it when it comes to farming. While fences can also be bought in the pearl shop, but produce made in fences can either be turned into dishes used with cooking, trade crates, or can just be listed up on the central market to earn extra money on the side. Farming does take a while with each plant having a time limit, but once you get the swing of things, you should be able to make a lot of money. Next, we have cooking. Cooking is another easy life skill to get started with if you've been out there going out and gathering, farming, fishing, or you have workers on the worker nodes getting the materials needed for any of those recipes can speed up how quickly you can make your dishes, or just how many dishes can be made. Of course, buying all the materials can be done, but if you're out there gathering or you have your workers, it will help out with your cooking. Cooking is great for turning in any of those imperial cook boxes, or just for trying to make any of your self-buff foods. Of course, the dishes can be sold on the central market to make some money on the side too, so have fun with it and play around. Next is going to be training. Training is another easy life skill with just needing to get sugar lumps, a training rope, and find wild horses. Training can also be done while just riding around those horses around Black Desert, either single mounts, or if you guys have a wagon, putting 2 to 4 horses on a wagon can speed up how quickly you can level training. Donkeys, camels, and elephants can also be used to level up your training. So if you guys are out there in the desert and you're using your camel, fear not, you can still level it up. When it comes to making money with horses, this could either be done with listing horses on the breeding market for other people to breed your horse, listing your horse on the horse market to sell. You can always just sell the horse, or they can be imperial delivered for golden seals and more money. Breeding is a little bit more complicated, but just getting training started should be as simple as collecting the horse from the season pass and just getting on and riding. Moving on, we have the harder ones like Alchemy. Alchemy can be an easy life skill to get started with if you have a lot of the materials on hand, or you have workers going out there constantly gathering all the materials. They will cost a little bit more to power level, but Alchemy is mainly used for getting those buff elixirs or anything that you need for grinding. There are a couple recipes that you can use to make money, but with all of the recent changes, Alchemy is mainly used for, say, purifying alchemy stones and, like already mentioned, self buffs. You can make money on the side while turning in the imperial medicine boxes, or just by selling any of the elixirs too, so there is a possibility to make some type of money. Moving on, we have sailing. Sailing is an easy life skill to get started with as long as you have a boat, a cog, fishing boat, rowboat. Anything that will sail across the water will start earning you experience. To level this up, all you need to do is just sail across the water. The faster that you sail, the faster the experience will accrue, just like with training. Dailies can be done to supplement how much experience you can get, while sailing around Margoria is going to provide a lot more experience than sailing around Balanos Islands. 2 easy ways to get a boat is to come over here to Igor Bartali out in Velia. He does have a quest that can be accepted by opening up your quest log, hitting the suggested, scrolling all the way down, completing the Great Expedition for sailboat into Aqua's. I will provide you a Bartali sailboat. A ship can also be made over here in Port Eferia. Renting out this shipyard here in Port Eferia 3.5 floor 2 allows you to make either the Eferia cogs, Eferia sailboat, or the Eferia frigate. Boats can also be bought off the central market, and for those who have the Radiant Shakatu seals, 50 can be exchanged for Eferia frigate, and 20 can be exchanged for the Eferia sailboat. The next harder one is going to be with bartering. Bartering will require you to have a better boat, like say a caravel or the carrack, though it can be done on the frigate line just with less barter crates you can carry. There is no other way to level up bartering other than your lightstone combinations and just bartering, making this a little bit harder to get into with needing the better boats and to have leveled sailing. Next, we have a little harder one with trading. Trading will require you to invest heavily into the worker empire. This will use the materials that you gather and process down to turn into crates, using the workers and their skills to help out either returning more of the materials or producing a lot more of the crates. These can be turned in another town with distance playing in, the value of the trade crates, and your trade level. While I said this is a lot harder to get into, this mainly requires you to be heavily invested into your worker empire. Now we have the hardest life skill to get started with, which is going to be hunting. Hunting is a little bit more complicated to jump into with needing a different set of stats to worry about. It's no longer going to be more focused on life skill, but it's going to be mixing combat stats with life skilling stats to ensure you can kill the animals a lot faster or survive for a lot longer. I will provide a link to my hunting guide down below just in case you guys want to take a look at that, but when it comes to hunting, after you have your setup and the initial investment, it's pretty easy with being able to just kill the animals, collect their loot, move on. The loot gathered from hunting can be used for either cooking, alchemy, or can be made into trade crates, allowing hunting to make a lot of money. Now, it's a shame that a lot of the harder life skills do require you to have a lot of silver invested into just to get some type of money back, but once you do take the time and the effort into learning how to do it, you can start making back a lot of silver in return. Now, the easier life skills should not be shied on and are, in a lot of cases, one of the backbones for all of the life skilling, such as gathering. These life skills can make a lot of money depending on the activities that you do, so play around with it. If I missed anything or you guys just don't agree with me, leave it down in the comments below. I'm curious on what you guys feel about all the life skills, and if you guys are a new player, which ones do you find easier to get started with? With all of that out of the way, I will see you guys in the next one. Keep gathering out there.